What is up, YouTube? This is Brandon at the Movies here, bringing you guys a new movie review. Today, I'm reviewing 2023's The Mean One. It's a horror comedy parody directed by Stephen Lamont, starring David Howard Thornton, Crystal Martin, and Chase Mullins. It tells the story of a girl who goes back to her hometown, Newville, to kind of like try to um, kind of forget or just trying to deal with the what happened 20 years prior when her mother was killed during Christmas. Um, but the killings start beginning again, and yeah, so this is a movie that is is one of those ones that are based on a kid's property that's now being turned into a horror film. Now, this one, from what I've heard, is more based. The reason why they were able to do this is because it was put under a parody. So in a way, it's making fun of itself, which was the only way they could do it. Because I don't believe, obviously, the how the Grinch stole Chris, the Grinch story itself was uh, public domain. So you have to get around that with the title, saying the Grinch in the movie. You know it's the Grinch. It's just you couldn't say it in the film. Um, so, and I was curious about this because when it came out, because I think it hit theaters before Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey did. Um, or was this 2022? Because I might be wrong about it. This being um, out okay, yeah, it's 2022 actually because it came out, I think, in November or December of last year. So yeah, it's a 2022 movie. I apologize, but it felt like it came out this year. But no, because I remember because Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey came out in February. Um, so yeah, 2022. This it has a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's definitely higher than Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. But this one, I think, so getting into this one, I pre-ordered on Amazon. So it got here yesterday. Um, so if you want to go buy it, it's on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description, just in case you guys if any of you are interested. But just know what you're getting in here with this movie. And the biggest positive I can say about this movie is the performance of David Howard Thornton, because he got the mannerisms, he got the look. Um, the makeup is really good, especially on the face. Now, there's some other like the leg. You can notice in the film about the leg hair, and it's a little noticeable. But I think they put, but again, budget wise, I don't know what they were able to do. But the leg you were noticing looked fake, but outside of that, I think the look and his just the attitude felt like the Grinch. Definitely, totally, really like that. And he doesn't talk in this film, so he makes some noises. So, and David Howard Thornton does that really well with not having to speak. He has to play with performance. But this one, he has some chuckles. He has a cackle. The cackle's not in it as much as you probably want. I think that's just due to the fact I don't know if I mean, they obviously he was able to cackle in a way, but not the way you probably would want, because he's more taken as just a monster. Um, well, at least throughout the film, they give him this monstrous voice, and because he doesn't speak, so but yeah, he's the best performance. And then you got Chase Mullins, who plays this detective, the young detective or deputy, and he comes off as really cheesy because he pulls over Cindy and her father, but you could tell that there's kind of a likability to him, that he means well throughout the film. And I think the actor is really trying here, and I think he comes off as the most um of all of them, I think, one of my favorite performance of the actors. And then there's another character, Doc, who's an older, kind of the drunk guy in the film. I think he does a good job. Crystal Martin, who plays Cindy, I think she does fine, but I think she gets the most awkward things to do, or the ones that she has to try. She has to try really hard. Um, it's just trying hard too much, and it comes off as really hard to watch sometimes. And that's not because, and that's just probably how the director had her perform it. Again, this is considered a parody, so in a way you're supposed to like overly serious, but then it's still trying. There's moments where it still tries to take itself seriously. When the Grinch is on screen, it is ridiculous. It is fun, but when you get to the other the dramatic stuff, it just doesn't feel as. It just feels like it's trying too hard and not. I like the idea of the story. I think it's just not as strong because some of the acting is just not on par, and that's just due to being trying too hard, or they're just trying to make it serious, but also trying to be funny, be a parody about it, and it's just kind of totally. I just don't see how that really works very well. So it's kind of surprising how more people like this than Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. But again, both. But being honest, I mean, there are fans for for both. I don't know how many fans for this one, because it doesn't feel like this one is really talked about at all. At least Winnie the Pooh really, I mean, they just finished wrapping a sequel. They have a few other projects in that universe, so it's kind of interesting how this one did. And and they do tease something at the end here. I just don't know if we're going to get a sequel to this, because I don't know if it did well enough for them to warrant a sequel, which I would be curious. But I think that the tough part is, yeah, again, it just comes down to to get through a movie like this. It's about 93 minutes, so this is about 10 minutes longer than Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. This just, again, I think the trying too hard with the acting, and I know a lot of people say it's just awful, and I'm just, yeah, I can't straight outside saying it's awful, because I think there's some things each of them do are like everyone gives a solid. I think except for the mayor, particularly, I think she is really not given a lot to think. I think she was also producer in the film. I just didn't like her character in general, because I don't think she really brought anything. Her character brought anything to the movie. She plays it too over the top. The older deputy or detective or main officer, I think he's fine. I just think he plays it too over the top at times too, and some of his dialogue is just too a little. There's things that they mention, or they like, talk about what happened in front of other people, and it's like they're still right there. It just comes off as really, yeah. It's just really opening, but at times, um, and then you got the CGI. Okay, so look, if the CGI here wasn't as noticeable, I think I would forgive the. And to a degree, I do understand the acting stuff. It's like with something like this, it's tough to make really work on screen, or to be feel like it's taking. I think why I can forgive it, because it does feel like a parody at times. So in that way, I get it. The CGI, man, it's just like it's rough at times, or rough. It is really noticeable, especially in the third act. And especially in the sequence with the Grinch and a diner, and it's just like one specific, the big kill in that one, and it's just like, ooh, that's a little rough. That's rough. Again, it's a very low budget film. And when you're going for something that big, you're going to probably have to CGI that, because you don't have the budget to do practical, and that's really tough, because I think that would have been. It had a mix of practical and CGI, but the CGI just really overshadowed it. So this does have gore. It does have carnage candy. I just don't think it's gonna be the kind that you really like, or like they did not know how to use, like they may not have had a choice with the CGI blood. So I get it, but again, you got to be, if you're going to do that, you have to make it kind of, you have to be kind of like, look, you have to mix it in with the practical. You have to, it can't be as noticeable. And again, I think due to the budget, I don't think they could do as much practical as they probably wanted to, because practical, there's, with a movie like this, you can only do practical so much because you only have so much time to be able to shoot, and you only have so many takes. So I get that for sure. I mean, unfortunately, this doesn't have a making of or a commentary. This only has deleted scenes, so not much I can really look into about. See behind the scenes of this, which is a little disappointing. So, yeah. Ultimately, I think again the CGI and some of the acting is what hurts this movie a bit much more than you would think. Again, so my positives: Howard Thornton, Chase Mullins are the strong actors in this film. Stronger performances, I would say. Uh, Visually, I like the what they were trying to go for at times, where it has a stylistic kind of music video tone. Like, it felt like it was trying sometimes it looked really sleek. They tried here visually, especially when they were editing when they were doing the kills and the editing, how fast paced it was. I appreciate that. I do like that. Again, I think they were doing that because they had to hide certain things, and some of the kills. Oh yeah, the other negative more it's just because it's like when he starts killing people, it feels like the kill just already like goes so fast, like it already happened before it meant to happen. Like he killed the person before it was supposed to, like it was like right fast, like, and then it felt like, again, I think they had to edit it in a way where they had to do that. I don't know. That's just how it looked like. So yeah, a lot of the kills are gonna be really fast paced. Some of them feel like they go so fast, like it just, wait, did that just happen? Or it kind of looked weird. But again, low budget film. But this one, it just feels much more noticeable to me. Um, and I not acknowledge that I could have a good time still with this, but I think this one was a little harder to get through, and just in terms of mainly the over the top, the acting just didn't feel like again, trying too hard and stuff like that. I just yeah. So the big positives. So overall, I think The Mean One has entertaining moments thanks to David Howard Thornton. In some There's some practical effects here with kills, but not enough, I think, for a lot of people in terms of the practical. Um, Visually, like I said, I think I liked what they were trying to go for and how they were trying to edit the kills, like how fast paced they were trying to make it. But I don't think that's enough to really recommend this. It is definitely not good. Which is hard. It sucks for me to say because I like I said, I really liked Winnie Pooh, Blood and Honey. This one, just I feel like I can see why this one might not have hit as much. I think there's much more probably expectations with this because it's the Grinch, and I think Grinch is a very popular character, which is which, I mean, it's perfect for Christmas. But I think what also maybe hear this is because I think a lot of people know the Jim Carrey movies out there. It's just is out there, and it's so hard. And for this to try to compete with that, this is a slasher, in a more or less, or definitely more. It's definitely, yeah, very different from that. I just think yeah, this I think the CGI, the acting is what really holds this back um overall. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Like I said, I'll put the Amazon link to the me one if you guys do want to purchase this. It is a little bit of a pricey, so just keep that in mind. So I'll show you this is the inside outwork. So again, this was released by Desktop Entertainment. So this is not as if it's an official release. It's just not like you would think, like how some bigger titles get much more. But I do like this doesn't even have the Blu-ray disc symbol on here. So like I said, I reckon it's overall I give this a 2 out of 5. Just because I do like David Howard Thornton's performance a lot. I think he does a really good job. It's not as strong as obviously Art the Clown, but I think he does a really good job with what he's given. And again, I like some of the and I liked Chase Mullins. I think there's some decent acting here, while there's a lot that's really left to be desired just due to probably how they were asked to perform, and and just some of the character over the top choices. It's just it's 2 out of 5 for me. So let me know what you guys think. This is Brian the Movies signing off. Peace.